Hello everyone, and welcome back to Gloomhaven. With our party of 4, we have returned from the Black Barrow and are now ready to recuperate in the city for a moment and then choose our next adventure. First of all, we will take a city event, having returned to the city of Gloomhaven. We are out in the Ward of Scales when you see a crowd of people forming to the south, growing louder and more dense by the second. As you approach, you see through the angry mob a terrified vermling being pulled in your direction by a group of gruff men. "Dirty thief!" A woman next to you screams, "String it up!" Glancing behind you to where the crowd appears to be headed, you see a disused gibbet in the market square. The men, clearly not guards, move closer. Well, one of our number is a vermling, so I think we should take steps to stop the crowd from hanging this vermling. You kindly entreat the crowd to back down, and when that doesn't work, you resort to force. No one seems happy that you stopped the hanging, but it was the right thing to do, and we have lost 1 reputation. So our reputation now is at -1. Our Gloomhaven wealth remains at 2 of 4 in growth for prosperity. Now with that done, we can see an exclamation mark drawing us over here to Craggy. They have gained enough available perks to go forward and select 1 perk here that is going to modify their attack modifier deck. So we could remove 4 of the zeros, plus zeros, so all of our attacks are either going to be big hits or big misses. Or we can select things like Focus, Savage, add 1 Immobilize card, so when you draw that, the enemy won't be able to move. Enemy will attack at disadvantage. Add 2 push arrow cards. So you'll see here that it has the push 2, which is obviously pushing 2 during the attack action. And then that curved overarching arrow at the top right corner of that means that if you draw this card, you do the action of 2 and then draw again to see what kind of score that attack is actually going to have. Whereas these, you simply draw it and immobilize. There's no extra or negative damage. These ones you would draw, push, and then draw again to see what the result is. We also have 2 of those that create the grass energy, the leaf energy, I can't remember what the term is, or ones that create wind. Endurance, ignore negative item effects, and Resilient, ignore negative scenario effects. So for Craggy's deck, if we just look at those for a moment, we can see that many of them, let's count through here, that one creates Infuse Element, creates an Earth Infusion. That one there creates, these 2 both create as well. That one creates, and then here we have 1 that consumes, another 2 that consume, another that consumes, and a final 1 that consumes. So many of those consume earth. We have a few here that can also create and consume air. On your next 6 ranged attacks actions, while air is currently infused, consume air to add +2 range to the entire attack action. So adding something in that regard might be beneficial, but primarily, I think we want to replace some of our negatives, because drawing negatives really is quite painful. So this is actually add 1 -2 and 2 +2s. So you'll be more likely to draw a +2 than you will a -2, but I'm not really a fan of bringing in an extra -2 into my deck. We can remove a -1 and add a +1, add a +1 Immobilize, add a 1 +2 Muddle. So excuse me, these ones do indeed have extra value on them, whereas this is no value but draws another card. So I think I'm going to go fairly basic here, and I'm going to drop a -1 and gain a +1 there. It's going to make us a little bit more consistent. Now with the others, we haven't gained enough perk points to gain a full perk. You get 1 when you level up, and of course we have our battle goals in each individual fight. We have gained some more gold, so we could look to getting some extra items if we wished from the shop. things like hide armor or leather armor. But I'm going to hold off on some of that, I think, for a little while. So for right now, if we're not doing any more shopping and we're not going to donate anything at the moment to the Temple of the Great Oak, we return to the world map and we have our selection of quests here. Learn more about the Gloom, kill the Inox raiders, or find the healing tree. So I think for right now I'm going to carry on with our core questing and go to the Inox encampment and kill the raiders there. So we have archers, guards, and shaman. We don't know what rewards we will be receiving when we get there, but that will be something for time to tell. Of course, as we set out on the road, we will get a road encounter. You're feeling a tad hungry as you walk down the road. You are considering stopping for a meal when you come across a thicket of bushes covered in green berries. The berries look delicious, but you hesitate. They could be poisonous. Now, there are many different colours of berries, and I have encountered a few. I've seen good ones and bad ones, and it's basically a coin flip, because I have not committed to memory the results of green berries and red berries and white berries and the like. So, it's early. Let's go with the eating of the berries. You shrug and grab a handful of berries to stuff into your mouth. They're incredibly sweet and just the right amount of tart. You couldn't feel better about your decision. You have been blessed. So that blessing is going to add some cards to our modifier decks as we are committing to attacks in the next encounter.
So this merchant wants to make an example of some caravan raiders. Yeah, seems reasonable enough. For the right amount of money, almost anything can be made reasonable.
One of you asked for the narrator to be made louder. Can I do that just for the narrator? Story volume. Alright, story volume has been upped to 100. I hope that improves things. If anything has become unbearable or anything else, do let me know down in the comments below.
You enter the Dagger Forest and begin to track down the encampment using Jixera's crude map. It is well hidden, but following the signs outlined on the parchment, you find a dense cluster of huts in a small clearing of the forest. All that's left is to head in and make that requested example.
Right, so now, as just mentioned, we have our battle goals. Gain 7 or fewer experience, or your health at the end of the scenario is equal to your maximum health. Well, I don't think fast healer is terribly likely to occur, although it's slightly easier with Craggy having several healing actions in their outfit. You can see that we have been blessed. A blessed character adds a blessed ×2 card into their attack modifier deck. When drawn, the attack deals double damage and the blessed card is removed from the deck. So we're more likely to draw one of those, which is wonderful. How many cards do we have that gain experience? The bottom side of Trample then, but that is a burn, so we might not use it if we don't have to. Retaliate, again, we might not use it if we don't have to. No experience here, no experience there or there. Warding Strength, again, is another burn card. Shield Bash is a burn. Leaping Cleave lets us gain 1 experience. Spare Dagger for 1. Skewer for 1. I think there is a chance we could gain 7 or fewer experience if we're careful about not burning stuff. As for Faith, the Scoundrel, use your equipped item a number of times equal to or greater than the level +2 during your scenario. Well, our level is 1, so that would be 3, and our equipment here is 1 stamina potion and leather armor. Leather armor is used twice. The next 2 times you are attacked, the attacker gains disadvantage on the attack. So if we make sure we consume our potion and get hit at least twice, or at least attempted to be hit twice, that should be 3. And that is use your equipped item a number of times equal to or greater than your level +2, which is 3. So between that and long rests, I think we're more likely and more easily going to use the top one there. Have 5 or more total cards in your hand and discard at the end of the scenario. At the end of the scenario, your health is equal to or less than 2. I think we can keep 5 cards in hand. And reveal a room by opening a door, or kill 5 or more monsters during the scenario. Now, Mindy is not terribly strong for a killing force, and equally with her low health, I'm not really super keen on trying to get her to bust through doors, but we'll take Explorer, and I think that just leaves us to head on inside. That is a lot of enemies. So of course, because we are a larger party, more enemies are loaded into the scenario. We need to kill a number of enemies equal to 5 times the number of mercenaries. So we need to kill 20 things. And then the scenario simply ends. So it's just going to be kind of a war of attrition here. Particularly with so many archers over the back there. We're going to want to use AoE and anything else that we can to our advantage here. And we only get this small 5-tile area to start on, so only one person can be any further left or right than the current arrangement. So where do we even begin? Probably focusing on 1 or 2 enemies where possible, because what we would like to do is we would like to have enemies being killed as individuals rather than mass groups, so that the action economy is lower, because we would like them to take fewer actions per turn. And if you imagine we've killed these 3 guys, then they're taking 8 actions per turn between the 5 at the back and the 3 on this side. Whereas if we injure all 6 of these guys at the front without killing them, for every one of those turns we're still going to be taking a full, what's this, 11 attacks a turn. So, big AoE stuff where possible. I know Cragheart's going to be good for some of that. And we do have Dirt Tornado, but we would like to have... words are hard. We would like to have Earth Element in that to make that one stronger, but I think muddling all allies and enemies in the targeted area is going to be incredibly valuable for us. And that has a range of 2, so if we were stood at the front here, we can swap these guys round. A range of 2 gets us 1, 2, and afflicts the whole side on the left here. So if we're going to do that, we're going to want to go very quickly so that we can outspeed these guys, so that then they are muddled before they come in to attack us. So if that's attack on top, we want something on bottom. Move 2. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. So we could step into here, injure these guys, and then target this tile. Although I'm not sure we can target a tile where an enemy doesn't exist to catch the whole flower's worth of foes. Otherwise, the rest of our stuff is getting pretty slow. So we'll try Rumbling Advance and Dirt Tornado, and then keep that in mind for everybody else as we progress. Let's think about what we want to do with the Scoundrel if we're attacking over here to the left. Throwing Knives, attack 2, a range of 3. This is 1, 2, 3. So we can Throwing Knives 2 targets over there. So that's top. And for bottom, we could move and poison something. Doesn't seem super useful. Or we could try and pull somebody towards us. Although I'm not super sure what benefit that is going to bring to us either. And looting 2 on bottom here is not going to be any more beneficial to us than anything else. But what we could do is, if we go slower than 29, we could let Cragheart attack these guys and then pull one of them in closer to us for somebody else to attack. So if we go Swift Bow on 36 and Smoke Bomb on bottom, we can attack somebody and pull somebody else in, possibly towards the Brute. And if they're going to pull 2, Cragheart is intending to move forward 1, hit these guys, then hit everybody. That's going to leave this tile empty, so we want to go after 36 to attack what's directly in front of us. Now, unfortunately, Spare Dagger to attack on bottom is too fast, but the other things to attack on top aren't ideal. So we'll have to go with a Leaping Cleave. Attack on top, Spare Dagger, attack on bottom. And that just leaves us with the Mind Thief. With so many enemies around us immediately, Gnawing Hide seems like a reasonable prospect here, just to get another thing going. And we can force one enemy within range 5 to perform an attack 2. So we'll do that with Gnawing Hide. We'll go late and just hope we don't get hit too hard. Right, they're going on 8, 30 and 32. That's the Elite Shaman and then the guards. So let's see how this works out. You're moving and attacking at range. These guys are moving 3, attacking 1. Moving 2, attacking 3 at a range of 2. I don't think they'll be able to hit us. And then the rest of us to go. So here we are moving to this tile here, skipping the rest of our movement and then confirming 1 damage against these guys. Then we are going to attack. We can attack a non-occupied cell to catch everybody else in the attack. And we can't consume what we just created yet because it has to be done on the next turn. But we're still going to do this and muddle everyone. And no need for a healing potion right now. So there's a -2 at disadvantage. There's a +1, but not muddled, of course. There's a miss because of muddling. Alright, well, clearly things over here got very crowded. Fortunately, the archers unable to attack us on this occasion. So, what do we want to do from here? I would still like to keep attacking those which are most likely to die first, so things have fewer actions to take against us. However, pulling somebody does not seem like it's going to be of any great benefit to us. But still, we will attack one of these guys that has 6 HP and is not within 1 tile of us because we would do so at disadvantage. Good 4 damage there. And let's just see if there is anybody we'd like to pull in any particular direction. Can I pull this guy onto the hazardous terrain? I cannot. Okay. Right, now we are up. Now we could attack the guy in front of us twice, or we could move over one tile and attack these. Oh no, that's our friendly. Ignore me. So yes, we're only going to be able to attack the guy in front of us twice, it seems. Or we move and then attack from range, but that seems less ideal. So we'll attack this guy for 3 here. And then attack for 2 on bottom. That's our turn done. And lastly, over here, we're going to summon our Plague Rat. And we're going to force one enemy within range 5 to perform an attack 2 at a range of 0. So we can have this guy here attack this guy at a range of 1 or a range of 0 for a damage of 2. Ah, they draw -1 and manage to not kill their friend, which is upsetting. Right, a fresh round here, and lots of crowding around us. Anything that Cragheart can do to hurt everyone that surrounds him. All adjacent allies and enemies suffer 1 damage. Move 4 with jump. All adjacent allies suffer 1 damage. Or 2 damage instead. So that would be 3. And we could do it to 4 creatures around us right now, which is about as good as that's ever going to get, I think. But that would burn a card if we did it. Any other really good options right now? We could Opposing Strike. That would kill 2 people, the one with 1 and the one with 3, with good draws. And then on bottom, we could heal ourselves. That's not a bad plan. Alright, so we're going to Earthen Clod to heal ourselves. And then Opposing Strike. So that's going to try and kill these 2 folks here. Scoundrel. We currently have 3 surrounding us. The one right here we are anticipating dying. We can attack the one next to the rat, because we can add 2 when adjacent to any of our allies. And we could Thieves' Knack on bottom as well, so that would be a kill. Mind Thief. We can attack 2 and push 3 to push something away from us. We could force somebody to move, but I don't see any great targets for that right now. We probably want to get some kind of augment going as well. On your melee attacks, add 2 damage to your attacks. Attack 1. That's probably worth doing. And if that's a top, do we have a bottom attack that isn't a burn? Unlikely. Attack 1 at a range of 2 with stun. We could just get that going. Stunning will be nice to avoid 1 attack this turn. Then our Inox friend here. So we're anticipating these 2 being dead. Then we've got the strong guys ahead of us there. We could move forward and Sweeping Blow. We could try and push someone away. We could try and disarm someone. But we're going to want to go later than 38. So let's go last with Sweeping Blow. We can move and push all adjacent enemies away from us a bit. And then if we push them away, we're not going to be able to attack them directly next to us. So we probably then want to go with a Skewer to attack someone at range. 23, 68, 70. And what are we doing? This guy is moving and healing. These guys are attacking 3 at a range of 4, and the guards are moving 1 and attacking for 3. So we've got Faith up first. Our plan here is to attack this guy, because they are adjacent to one of our allies. That's a bad time. We need to draw a +1 now on this to get the kill that we're after. We don't, which is a great shame, although the rat might be able to get a quick attack in for us. Yep, some lovely free damage there. Right, now our plan is to attack something at range to stun it. It's going to have to be this guy here. So no damage, but the stun is still applied. No need to do the augment first because this is on melee attacks, and the attack we just did was a ranged attack. This does have an attack component, but we're not going to be able to attack anything. So we will apply that and end our turn. The elite has nothing to heal over there. Now we are going to attack the guys front and back of us, try and kill them both. Excellent. And we could healing potion to get ourselves up to 9, but we are going to heal ourselves anyway to get ourselves to 8. Hopefully that does us well for a while. Now we have Brutus. So Brutus's plan is to... Are these guys moving? They're moving 1. So unfortunately, even with our push, we're not going to be able to stop these guys from hitting us, although this guy is already stunned, so not so bad. So we're going to step forward to here. Oh, I'm such a douche. I always think the thing on the far right is going to be the confirm, but I did the skip. Not confirm movement, skip extra movement. Okay, that's on me. Fortunately, we do still have a line of sight for our attack. Right, the archers are going. They're now in range, which is going to be rough. No, only one of them was. Not so bad. We need to burn an available card already, unfortunately. What are we least likely to get any kind of greatness out of? There's an argument to say if we could put 2 obstacles over there, we'd really hamper their movement around to us, but I don't think we're going to manage that quite so swiftly. Rock Tunnel. Destroy an obstacle and move 5 with Immobilize. I don't see us using to great effect. Round 3. So that's 3 enemies down, 17 more to go. Pick yourselves up by your bootstraps. We're going to be here for a quick minute. Right, let's start with Cragheart because we want him to go fast, we want him to hit hard and then heal. Attack 3 at a range of 3 with a push 2. Attack 3 and Immobilize. If we do that to the guy here and then take a step back, he won't be able to hit us this turn, which is always beneficial. And if we go on Unstable Upheaval, we can use that as a basic move too. So we'll do that against this guy. And so long as we don't occupy any of the tiles next to them, they won't be able to attack us next turn. Now, we can Provoking Roar. That would allow us the opportunity to disarm somebody, stop them attacking us. But we need to take a step forward to do it. And I think a basic move 2 on bottom of Shield Bash would do that just fine. Then I think now is a good time for Throwing Knives. Although we will have an ally next to this guy. So if we go after 10, we can backstab or single out on top. So something to do on bottom here. Special Mixture, I suppose. Yeah, Special Mixture on bottom, Throwing Knives on top. And then our Mind Thief here. We're going to be doing +2 to our attacks now, so we can scurry forwards and attack on top. And then on bottom, possibly just make ourselves invisible so that we're not a target of attacks. Alright, let's see how that goes. Move 1, attack 3 at a range of 3 with Immobilize. Move 2, attack 1 at a range of 4 with Immobilize. Move 1, attack 2 and Strengthen Self. So the elite was not in range of any of us, which is wonderful. We are going to step forward, confirming the movement, not skipping the entire move action. And then Cragheart is going to attack with Immobilize and then step back on the guy on the left. So I'm going to disarm. Now I'm going to disarm this guy, because this guy might die between the other two's attack actions. Because we did do... No, we did Throwing Knives. Why did I do Throwing Knives and not single out? That's me just not thinking. Alright, then in that case, we're going to do this guy over here. We collect the gold we're stood on, and then here we are going to attack this guy, immobilizing them. What are they doing this turn? Move 1, attack 2. So if we take a step back here now, they will be unable to attack us, which is great. And let's take that potion. It's part of why we wanted to go fast, so we could heal before we get attacked. Plague Rat, doing good work. Now, Mind Thief, we're going to scurry. Going to have to go to here. Skip the last step of movement. Attack this guy. So we're attacking for a base of 1, plus 1 from the poison, plus 2 from our mental extra abilities. So that's gone very well. Then we'll turn ourselves invisible, so we're not going to be shot with our low HP. None of the archers are able to quite get damage on us. Yes, they are. Now, this immobilizing will last until next turn. Now, Scoundrel's up. So we're going to attack 2 at a range. That's a bad time. That's fine. And then we're going to move forward 1 step. It's going to put us on gold, and also we will poison the creature next to us. And these guys are attacking and strengthening themselves. Oh, and another guy spawned over at the back there. Right, I'd love for these guys to get killed this round so we can start dealing with some of these archers, because, oh boy, the archers are going to mount up their damage quick if they get something like attack 4 at a range of 3 and the like. So, who can attack both of these folks? Not really any of us terribly well. We do have Earth Element that we can burn. Attack 3, range 3, push 2. Would certainly have a good opportunity to kill somebody. Then what will we do on bottom? Create some obstacles. Next 4 attack actions gain add target. That's going to be pretty good, particularly things like Massive Boulder. Attack 3, range 3. All allies and enemies adjacent suffer 1 damage. So if we attack this guy after we've moved, we'd have a chance for both of them to be killed. Attack 3, range 3. But backup ammunition is on top. So if we wanted backup ammunition to be live, we would need to have it burnt first. Now, the Plague Rat can probably kill this guy just with a basic attack. So if the Mind Thief goes early, that could quite easily happen. Attack 2, push 3. And hazardous terrain does damage 1. The difference between traps and hazardous terrain: a trap goes off and then is done. Hazardous terrain will keep inflicting its effect every single turn. So if we push something into it and that creature doesn't have a move on its next draw card, nothing will happen with its movement, so it will stay there and keep being injured on its subsequent turns. However, we can also just have someone move within range of 4, move 1, and put them in it, which seems like a great time. So that would be bottom. Don't really have anything great to be doing on top, though. And I'm worried if we put the Mind Thief any closer, we're going to get attacked by 2 or 3 ranged attacks, which will be a very bad time. So maybe we just Parasitic Influence on bottom here. And there's every chance that something tries to move closer to us, isn't there? It's a shame we can't move in, attack, and then use the rest of our movement to move away again. Of course, our rat's not going to do anything this turn because they are immobilized. That's also a lot of good fun. Oh, these ranged guys are just filling me with stress. Attack 3 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's not going to cut it to get to there either. So we're going to need to step forwards. So we'll do a basic move on Crater, then a massive boulder. That's going to go after those rangers in the back. Here, we can do Eye for an Eye on top with a heal 2 for self, or possibly Cragheart or someone else. And then attack the guy in front of us with push. Faith, I'm going to get single out going because these archers and folks aren't stood next to one another. So if that's a bottom, something else to do on top, we can have an emergency Venom Shiv. And the Mind Thief. I'll take Empathetic Assault and Parasitic Influence so we can go early, and then there's every chance that one of these guys will be in just the wrong amount of range without a movement, and we can then push them slightly further away so they don't get an attack action. So these are attacking one at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3. So we can push them away and they won't actually be able to hit anything. So this guy's moving in, killing our rat. Rest in peace, rat. Nearly killing Faith as well. So this archer, attacking 1 at a range of 3 for 2 targets. 1, 2, 3. So they would be able to hit us. So one, 2, 3. What are the other fighters doing? Move 2, attack 2. Right, I'm not going to be able to get those guys to not hit us. So we're going to push this guy back 1. They're not going to attack us this turn. Then we can attack 4 at a range of 5 with disarm. Now, the temptation is to go after the shaman with this. It would burn a card, but the shaman does cause us quite a lot of problems. I think they can also summon other creatures. So, go on then. Might not be perfect, but giving myself options here. So we are no longer invisible as of the end of that turn. Now, over here, what were we doing? We're going to attack the guy in front of us, I suppose. Another one bites the dust. And then heal 2 at a range of 2. I think Faith needs it most. And we'll take our own healing potion now. That's 5 of 20. Then none of the archers are able to hit us. Scoundrel. We don't have a target here. So our next 4 attacks against allies next to none of their allies, against foes next to other allies will have +2 attack. And we get a basic attack action, but nothing to hit. And then Cragheart. Attack 3 at a range of 3. Is a problem because this guy has now not been dealt with, so we can't hit those guys back there. What we can do is step over to this tile for a free move too. And then attack 3 at a range of 3. And all adjacent enemies suffer an extra 1. So we'll attack this guy over here, because if we get a times 2, which we have 2 of, we have 2 of in our deck thanks to the blessing, we could kill them in 1 turn, and there is an enemy adjacent to take the supplemental damage at the edges. Of course, we miss, but we pick up the gold that we stood on. So the risk now is if we play Trample and Grab and Go and then get hit lots, we're not going to have any cards to burn in the interim period, which is going to cause some level of a problem for us. So the temptation is to short rest burning 1 card now so that we have A, more options, and B, other cards that we can burn if we're hit by many enemies. But let's see what we can do around us first. Faith is definitely going to have to rest. We could feedback loop this guy. They are currently disarmed, so they're not going to be able to attack anyway. And muddle means that they would be attacking at disadvantage, but if they're not attacking at all, then that's not going to be a problem. So might be a lot of short rests all round. We could move 2 and attack 2, but it's actually going to be attack 4 against this guy. We've got 3 warriors at the back and 4 archers generally in play. If I could just take out the archers, I'd feel a lot better about a lot of this stuff. Even if, say, we just took out the 2 over here. So I think it's going to need to be some short rests and the like. So let's start here. Throwing knives. It's not ideal because it's one of our few multi-attack actions, but it's one of our weaker ranged attacks. Fine. And then if we swift bow, we now have single out, add 2 attack and gain 1 XP when targeting foes adjacent to no allies. So currently this guy has 5 HP next to no of his allies. So we can swift bow on top for 5 and on bottom smoke bomb range pull 2 a range of 3 is not going to be able to hit anybody. So our bottoms are not great. Otherwise we could move and then do an attack that's going to kill this guy but not at range. But then we're putting ourselves at risk of being closer to all of the archers, which is not ideal. So attack 3 at a range of 4 from here. 1, 2, 3. So we can step back onto this gold. Do that quickly and then swift bow. We should be able to outspeed the elite. Then here. I would love to get backup ammunition going. But again, we're at risk of having no cards and getting attacked lots. But we also have Avalanche, attack 4 or +1 with Earth Element, which is waning but is present. we would attack 5, which could kill one of these guys if we could move 3. And backup ammunition is a move 3. If I had some way of doing 1 extra damage to this guy from here, I'd consider it, but I don't think I do currently. So I'm going to have him short rest as well. Immobilize and loot? Sure. Now we need to kill this guy next to us, and we need to do that quickly. Trample is not quick. So we're going to lose Provoking Roar, unfortunately. But now we can Shield Bash on top as a basic 2 attack, because that's quick. And then on bottom, heal 2 at a range of 1 to heal either ourselves or one of our party. Cragheart. Dirt Tornado. Can hit this tile, which would hit 3 of the ranges, which would be very good. That is currently a range of 2, so we need to step up to here to do that. Move 2. So this is a bottom move 2 with damage, and this is a top attack with an extra +1. Then Mind Thief. You are a tricky one, aren't you? It's going to be a short rest here as well, unfortunately. Submissive Affliction, I would really rather not lose. So we're going to move Parasitic Influence, which is basically its counterpart. So Submissive Affliction at a range of 5 can hit any of these guys that we might wish it to. So we'll do Into the Night, Submissive Affliction. Move 2, attack 2, range 3, and disarm for the elite. We are outspeeding him, so hopefully he will die. Move 2, attack 1 at a range of 4 for the archers, and move 2, attack 2 for the remaining guards at the back. So the guards aren't going to be able to attack us this turn. The archers are our main concern. We are attacking this guy for 5. No -1s. Oh, we miss. I hate it so much. Right. Give me that back, please. Try Swiftbow again next turn. So this guy is going to get a turn in now, and I'm mad about it. But he's still actually disarmed, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Right, this guy moved towards us. So we might actually be able to attack them for 5. 4. So it's 2 + 2 for our other thing. But a +1 makes 5, which is wonderful. Then we will turn invisible for our safety. The Brute, we were going to do a basic attack 2 on this guy. Waste of a ×2, but it can't be helped. And then we're going to heal. I'm going to heal Cragheart here. He's probably at risk of most ranged attacks this coming turn. Move 2, attack 1 at a range of 4. Yes, we'll heal him. And then he is going to move 2 onto this tile here. Hurt the guy next to us for 1. And then Dust Tornado with Consuming Element for 1 extra damage on all those folks. Wow, we got -2 here. We missed that one over there, and we hit that guy. But those guys are all muddled now. +1 there does 2 damage. We are immobilized. Nothing there because of the muddling. 1 there, thanks to muddle. Nothing there, thanks to muddle. Then the guards are going to move and be unable to attack because there's nothing in range of them. Then we are back to the top of the order. Right, so we've done 7 enemies. We still need to do another 13. We do have Waning Earth Elemental. So, anything that we could do here? We do not have backup in ammunition going yet. Attack 3 at a range of 3. All allies next to them suffer 3. So we could attack this guy and they might die. And they would attack these two on the fringes. So if that's Massive Boulder on top, what would we do on bottom? Heal 2 at a range of 3 for ourselves, probably. As for everybody else, well, we got our Swift Bow back. That's on top. Mind Thief has lost their ability to move people. We burnt that, which is a shame, because now it would actually be really useful for getting these guys to not be next to each other. But we do still have Smoke Bomb. Pull 2 at a range of 3. 1, 2, 3 is too far away. So we can't pull somebody towards us to then attack with Single Out, meaning that they would have more damage taken against them, which is a shame. Over here we have Perverse Edge. Attack 2, gain +2 and gain experience for each negative condition. Scurry. Fearsome Blade, attack 2 and push for 3. Pushing for 3 is far. And attack 1 at a range of 2 for stun. But that's on bottom. So we could actually Scurry and Perverse Edge to move, attack, and then attack and stun. So we'll do that. Cragheart over here. Attack 3 at a range of 3, and we can push somebody 2. So we could push someone into the hazardous terrain. They would take extra damage. No, we've already decided that turn. Scoundrel is the turn that we need to decide. It's because these two guys are kind of vaguely green, and these two guys are bluey purple. Sometimes my brain goes to the wrong colour, the wrong character. Right. So we can't even Swift Bow from here. So we're going to need to move. We'll move 2 and Swift Bow. Who's missing? Brute. Brute is missing. So we do have Spare Dagger, which is attack 3 at a range of 3. So if we take a step forward, we'll be able to do that. So we need something on bottom for a movement. Grab and go seems fine because we're not going to be worrying about looting. Shield 1, retaliate 2 for the guards. Attack 3 at a range of 4 for the archers. So the guards aren't even attacking us. Just the archers more so to worry about. So we are going to scurry to here, I think. Skip the last of the movement. Attack here. huge damage. And then attack one at a range of 2. With stun, we'll do that against the archer, so they're not going to get an attack this turn. So these guys put up their shields and retaliations. I assume fast forward is in effect. So we're attacking 3 at a range of 4. So we need to move 2. We're going to move on to the gold here. And who do we want to attack? What is Cragheart doing this turn? Attacking 3 at a range of 3. All allies take 1 extra. So I don't think we can gain an additional kill off the back of that. But if we attack over here, then the spare dagger may well be able to do more when it comes around. Or in fact, with a +1, the extra 1 damage may well actually prove useful. So instead then, here we have attack 3 at a range of 3 on top. So let's step up to here. Then go for the kill on this guy. Very nice. So, Cragheart. Our attack here is attack 3 at a range of 3, dealing 1 extra damage to everyone around us. So if we attack here, we will hopefully kill the guy with 2 HP, and then take the guy with 1 HP with him. Very nice. That brings us up to 10 of our 20 required kills. We will heal ourselves, since we cannot move right now. And then the archers are going. Right, so we've only got 2 archers left and 4 guards. Of course, there are rooms all around us, and we could open them to try and bring more enemies into the fight and see if there might be treasure behind them. But right now, with as many foes as there are in the combat, I don't feel the need to go creating more. So, what do we want to do now? I think I want to get warding strength going. So that's a bottom. On top, we're not going to be able to do anything though if we do that, which is fairly mundane. Leap and Cleave, move 3. And then next turn we can skewer with that. So we'll move with a jump of 3. And then attack with piercing. Mind Thief. Honestly, I don't hate another short rest here. I want to keep the card that makes me invisible, though. It's a shame. So I'm going to scurry. And then turn invisible again. Let's do that the other way around to go faster. Cragheart over here. I'd still love to get backup ammunition going. That's on top. Alright, yes, I will. We're going to create 2 single hex obstacles in front of us. Because we actually have a chance of closing this gap right now. So I actually want to go faster. So Avalanche is bottom. So we're just going to do Unstable Upheaval just to kind of go fast. And create 2 single hex obstacles in empty hexes adjacent to you. So it would have to be these 2, but that would create a line up to the wall. And then Faith. This guy is going to move over to here, so we can get flanking strike. And we only need to move 2. But move 3 would be preferable. Move 3 in poison, even better. Alright, they're going pretty slow. Scoundrel. Oh, our ally isn't next to us. That's on me. Screwing up our timing, but you can be poisoned. And then we attack. We still have our extra damage, but we're cursed. Right here, we are going to create... Are you telling me the gold isn't an empty hex? That's so annoying. I don't even want the gold. Fine, we'll do that there and that there. And skip that attack action. We'll try and move back round behind that. We are going to move up to here. Skip the rest of the movement. No, oh, I did it again. Undo, yes. We're going to move to here. Confirm the movement. Then attack this guy. And that is a kill. And then turn invisible, please. And thank you. That's 11. And let's get Scurry back. We can't receive 3 damage. We will die. Goodbye, opposing strike. They miss. Nothing else happens. Brute is up. We can move 3 with a jump. So we can actually move to here. Then attack these 2. Doesn't really use my wall of defense particularly well, but it's happening. Of course, Leaping Cleave is the same card top and bottom, so we're actually just going to have to pick one of these guys to attack. We are going to pick... Do we still have a ×2 in our deck? We do, so we're going to attack the guy with 6 HP. +1 is good. It wasn't ×2, but I'll take it. Then Air Element was created, so Skewer is going to attack and pierce the 2 guys ahead of us. And I'm going to Warding Strength with my Skewer. Cragheart, can you kill this guy, please? Attack 3, range 3, push 2. Yes, you can, perhaps, if they aren't terribly fast. 11 dead still. here, we are not going to be invisible at the end of this turn. So I want to go late. No, I want to go early. With feedback loop. And then Scoundrel Smoke Bomb, Venom Shiv. We can move 2 here, and then attack on top. But I think I'm going to take another short rest for fear of being attacked lots. Backstab, sure. Right, then I want a Swift Bow and a Smoke Bomb, pull to a range of 3. So that's going to pull this guy all the way to us. So then we don't want a Swift Bow, we want a basic attack. Venom Shiv, sure. The archers are up. Mind Thief. Alright, we're going to move to here. Because we need move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to work. So we're going to move to here. Skip the rest. Attack this guy, who is poisoned, and we have extra damage. So even with a -2, we still kill them. Then we are going to move 4 with extra movement and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you end the movement in the same hex you started in, perform the muddle on all targeted enemies. Right, here we are going to take less damage on our next 6 attacks. And then attack, consuming air, attacking the 2 guys in front of us. Any of these being a 2x would be wonderful. We still have 2 of them left in the deck. There's 1 at the back end, very nice. Now, Cragheart. We are going to attack 3 at a range of 3. And the guard hasn't gone yet. So the guard is going to move 1 and attack for 3. So we are going to attempt to kill that guard before they can attack Brutus. But even with a miss, they are only moving 1, so we can push them back 2. They take 1 damage from the terrain. Do we want to move? We can, we don't need to. I think a tactical retreat is not terrible. We get some gold. Then the guards. So the one that could attack us attacks at disadvantage because they were muddled. We spawn another one at the back there. Now, Brutus needs to short rest. We're going to lose Skewer. Fine. Then we are going to spare dagger on top to try and kill this one. And I think I'm just going to have everybody kind of fall back because none of these guys are rangers now. So spare dagger on top. And leaping cleave will let us jump back over the wall. Over here, we have move 4, attack 2, or attack 1 and stun, and attack 2 and push. Now the temptation is to just attack them and not try and move away, because we can attack one and push on top and attack with range and stun on bottom. So they're going to be a brave one and do that. Over here we have Swift Bow. So I think Swift Bow on top to attack and moving to get out of this area. So we can funnel these guys. Basically, they're mostly going to move in between this section here because they're not going to want to make the whole walk around the long way. Then lastly, we have Cragheart, who I think a long rest might be advisable. Get some health back, choose a card to lose. Shield 1, attack 2. So the guards are not moving, which is great, and the archer is attacking 1 at a range of 3. So this is a great turn for us. We are going to attack. Why not attack the one that would kill? I think that's going to be fine. And then we are going to move back to about here, I think. Now, one more. Right, we are going to attack you. And we're going to push you all the way back there through the difficult terrain. So they take 1 as they travel through it. And then we're going to attack 1 at a range of 2 and stun them. So you're getting stunned, mate. The guards are shielding and attacking. None of them are adjacent to any of us, so they cannot do that. Our plan here is to attack 3 at a range of 3 to the archer before they can attack us. They die, and then we're going to hop back over this wall, I think. Then Cragheart is long resting. We choose 1 card to get rid of. Then we heal for 2. Any of our used items that can refresh would be refreshed at that time. So another round. We have 5 more to kill. There are only 4 more in the room. More will keep spawning, and there are more around us. We do want to reveal a room by opening a door on your turn during the scenario. So we could do that right at the very end if we are within 2 tiles of a closed door. But I think we are going to need to short rest and retreat somewhat. That is absolutely fine. We'll burn into the night. Then we can Perverse Edge on the bottom, stun somebody again, and then scurry away on top here. We are going to take this opportunity to heal self on top and pass on bottom. Do we have our heal available to us? We do. Heal on bottom. And there's nothing to loot in our direct vicinity. So the attack we're least likely to use is Grab and Go, so we'll use that in a fairly wasteful manner. Then Cragheart here has some extra HP now, and this guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away from us. So something like Crater could attack them if we can move 3. So backup ammunition would do that. Dirt Tornado would do that. Massive Boulder would do that. Attack 2 at a range of 5 with Immobilize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need to move forward 1, or there's every chance they step forward towards us as well. So we'll do Earthen Clod and Massive Boulder. And then if they come close enough towards us, we can attack with Massive Boulder and then heal with Earthen Clod. And that's everything. They're moving 1, attacking for 3. So, Mind Thief. It's going to stun there. Then they're going to move 1 and attack for 3. So in fact, if we move to here and then attack, we do a nice 6 damage attack, and none of these guys can move close enough to hurt us next turn. So that's nice. Here we are going to heal ourselves a bit. We're only on 3. And then the loot 1 is wasted because there's nothing to loot. Over here we're going to heal ourselves as well. And a wasted attack. The guards are going. They're going to move 1 where they can, but it's not going to do them much good. So Cragheart is going to move to... We're going to attack 2 at a range of 5 with Immobilize. Well, I think we only need to come about this close then. Because the odds are this is going to kill them anyway. But if it doesn't, they'll be immobilized, and then everyone else will have to work their way around. Okay, that's 16. Round 11. Mind Thief. We can attack on top and run away on bottom. Scoundrel. Short rest here. Or we could long rest. Let's long rest. Now, we probably can get Dirt Tornado going, I imagine. Attack 1 at a range of 2, so we need to move forward 3 again. We have a move 3. Let's see how that goes. Then it's only Brutus remaining. Trample, Shield Bash, or Stunning. Nothing much really going on there. So we'll Shield Bash, Sweeping Blow just to get some more movement going. Have been incredibly efficient about this retreat and then go back forwards to attack, but it's all a learning curve. Right. Hopefully you are dying. Nope, but... oh, confirm push. They do die. That's lovely. Then we're going to jump back all the way to here. All the way to here. As much as we could pick up the gold, I want to be within 2 tiles of this door. Because with 3 more enemies' deaths, we will be ready to end the scenario, and we can still open the door in our last turn. Dirt Tornado now. Works exactly there. And then we can move back 3, pick up some more gold. And we're long resting. We're going to heal again, and what do we want to get rid of? Definitely not Swift Bow. At this point, I think we can get rid of Special Mixture. Probably not going to need to heal much more. Alright, another guy appears at the back. We're going to short rest here, or we could long rest. Let's long rest. Lots of that going around. Right, Cragheart. Should have probably thought about what I was doing next before I moved back so far. Move 2 and then attack 3 at a range of 3. We'll do it. These guys over here. Swift bow. Range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will do it as well. And we'll just take Venom Shiv. Then just our Mind Friend here. They can have a long rest. Shield 1, attack 2. Well, unfortunately they're going to get shield up early, but they're not going to be doing too much else. Right, so we're going to move 2. And no ability to use. Attack 3 at a range of 3. We'll attack the injured one. We are going to also attack the injured one. Very nice. And we'll move onto this pile of gold. We are long resting. What don't we ever need again? I don't see myself using Shield Bash, and I don't want to gain 2 experience right now. And here, another long rest. I don't think we are going to need... I like Perverse Edge, I like Scurry. Let's get rid of Fearsome Blade. Right, they're really piling up at the back now. Cragheart, what can you do from here? We can attack these 2 if we move in. Let's short rest. Sure. We could Dirt Tornado again if we move in slightly. Attack 3 at a range of 3 and push 2. We can attack this guy and push him into the thorns. And on bottom, move 2, attack all adjacent allies for 1. That's going to be great because we can actually push this guy. I'm going to make myself invisible. And we'll play Thieves' Knack because that's less important to us. Here, we are basically waiting to get through a door at our next convenience. But that's going to pull more enemies into the fight. I'd rather do that after 1 or 2 more have died. But this is also basically our last turn. So let's Scurry and Perverse Edge. We'll open the door and then shoot whatever's in it to stun them. And why don't we want to gain 7 XP or fewer. Spare dagger, grab and go. We can help attack whatever's in this room. We'll move into 2 dividing forces. So we are setting ourselves to be invisible for a big attack next turn. And why not move on to this gold and collect it? Then we are going to scurry through this door. There's an elite guard and an archer, which is far less fun than I had anticipated. Move 1, attack 4. And the archer move 2, attack 2 at a range of 3. Well, in that case... this guy, move 1, attack 4. Move 2, attack 3 at a range. Unfortunately, we can't hit them both. But we can stun one, basically. So if we step to here, skip movement, attack you, they're going to retaliate, which is a real bad time. I did not think about that bit, but we're doing it. We take the 2 retaliation damage, and we're going to attack you and stun. Then old Brutus here is going to move up to here. We're not going to stand directly next to them because we're attacking at range. We don't want to be at disadvantage. 2x, please. Sometimes when you ask nicely, the world just knows. Right, we need to kill 2 more enemies and this mission is over. Attack 3 at a range of 3. With push. You are getting pushed to here through the thorns. And we are going to move 2. Confirm 1 damage here. That is 19. This archer is stunned. We're going to burn 1 card. And now it's up, so we need to kill 1 enemy, and then at the end of this turn, we have to wait for everybody else to take their turns. So, Faith. Please, short rest. We can burn Venom Shiv quite happily, and then we're going to attack with Swift Bow to kill something. Don't suppose you have any loot cards. We do not. Unfortunately, have 5 or more total cards in your hand at the end of the scenario. We might be able to do that between our discarded cards if we're not hurt too badly in what's to come. We can muddle the guys that are all around us. Over here, we would like to kill this guy as fast as possible. We want to gain 7 or fewer XP, so we want to do so in a way that does not hurt us, does not gain us any XP rather. So we can move with jump, and then attack with sweeping blow. And here, we need to short rest if we're going to have a turn. I don't want to lose that. So we'll lose this instead. And we'll play the 2 cards we have. And hopefully this will be our last turn, because we should, for attacking 10 here, unless we miss, we basically can't lose. So I'd rather attack the guy closest to Craggy, so that Craggy has a lower chance of being hit in the coming turn. The guards are moving 1 and attacking for 3. At a range of 3. Oh, that's the archers. Guards. Moving 2, attacking for 2. Alright, he's kind of screwed. And we are just going to move back a bunch. Mind Thief. We are going to stun this guy. And skip a basic attack. Archer's attack was skipped. These guys are going to do their thing. That's actually fine. Here we need to move. And I'm going to move to this gold pile here because why not? Then attack the guy in front of us. We can't kill them even with a 2x. Only does 4 damage. But we pick up the 2 gold we're stood on. And here I mean, yeah, we can do this. Bunch of guys take some damage and get muddled. Then this is a standard move too, so we're just going to move to whatever tile has the most gold on it. And how much gold do you have on you? I can't tell. This one has 4, but there's a person on it. Well, we can either move to one that we know we have 2, or we can move to a tile that we know might have more than 2. And the mission is complete.
Running through the forest, fleeing the smell of burning flesh, you now find more than enough opportunity to contemplate your actions. So, that was a long marathon of an event, but we get 7 or fewer experience points as Brutus, 2 perk points. We use 3 pieces of equipment, Professional, 1 perk point, Streamliner, 1 perk point here, and Explorer, 1 perk point. So, perfect round for battle goals. And we'll see if there's any finishing words as we get back into the city, and then swiftly end it there. How your actions sit with you must be visible on your face as you meet once more with Jexera, this time in her manor. She hands you a sack of coins with a frown. They were thieves and murderers, she says blankly. They deserved what you gave them, and that is all I will say of the matter. I have one more task I would like you to perform. I require a diamond of considerable size for a customer, but I cannot find one anywhere in the city. There is a diamond mine, however, in the southern mountains, long since lost to the wilderness. I've heard reports that it is now overrun with vermlings, no doubt with some other more intelligent force behind them. If you can fight your way in and grab the biggest diamond you can find, I will give you a considerable reward. Now, leave me in peace. Jexera's 2 massive Inox bodyguards step forward, directing you to leave the manor. Outside, contemplating your new task, you hear a small voice behind you. She's not looking for profit, you know. You turn around to see a female quattrel step out of the alley beside Jexera's house. She's clad in dark leather armor, and holds a conspicuous contraption full of whirring gears and topped with a conical metal piece connected to a tube. "RG's City Guard," she says, introducing herself. "I know, I don't exactly look the part, but if anyone isn't what they appear to be, it's that Valrath you've been talking to. Sure, she's a merchant, but she's up to something far more sinister. She's been trying to overthrow the military in Gloomhaven for as long as I've been here, and we're all very curious about what her current machinations are. Look, you can go do her bidding like a good little puppy if you want. But if you'd rather actually help this town keep the peace and not get overrun by the wilds, I have a different idea. We'll get to the bottom of Jexera's plans and expose her for who she really is."
15 gold each, +1 prosperity for the city, and 6 XP each. There's the diamond mine location we've been offered to go to. And a new quest at the Gloomhaven warehouse option as well. So Brutus has completed 3 of the 15 scenarios for his life goal. Complete 3 scenarios in the Dagger Forest for the Scoundrel. Earn 15 perk points from completed battle goals for Cragheart. And here we are now, back in the city. We can take a city event, we have some perks and other leveling up to do, but we will worry about that at the start of next time. This episode is long enough. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.